And welcome back to part 3 of Let's Play Mega Man 6. Today we're going after Mr. X and putting an end to this once and for all. So, Mr. X's Castle, the last 4-level gauntlet of the classic Mega Man series. It's a pretty great castle with a pretty fantastic theme. You're listening to it right now. You're going to hear a remix of it later on. But this is a pretty great theme. It's a pretty great castle. Not overly difficult, but the level design is really cool, mainly because a lot of the levels, most of the levels, I think every level incorporates Jet Mega Man in some way. And it's required stuff. I mean, you couldn't make this jump with any of your special weapons or with regular Mega Man. You would have to be Jet Mega Man to do it. And most of this castle takes advantage of Jet Mega Man and Power Mega Man to give you some really unique, really cool, cool levels that up the difficulty from the regular levels of the game, because the regular levels of the game have to, accommodate the fact that maybe you started this level before you got Jet Mega Man or after you got Jet Mega Man, so those sections would be optional areas. But here in Mr. X's Castle, it's all obligatory. You have to go through these places as Jet Mega Man, getting to some really unique flying situations and platforming puzzles, and it's just great overall. So Mr. X1 is one of 2 levels in Mr. X's Castle that features an alternate path. We passed the alternate path already, although we're going to be going back a little later to show what that alternate path actually entails and why you should take it, even though it's really difficult to get into it. We'll be showing that off when we get to the end of the stage, the normal way. The normal way incorporating Jet Mega Man and the alternate path incorporating Power Mega Man, so it's pretty cool. Pretty nice overall. X1 incorporates, by X1 I don't mean the game Mega Man X1, I mean Mr. X Stage 1. Incorporates a lot of these flying enemies that shoot the bombs. Pretty annoying, especially as Jet Mega Man, because Jet Mega Man does take a few seconds to, build up its energy before it starts flying up straight, so, they're a little bit difficult to take on, but overall X Stage 1 is pretty easy overall. Not too much to complain about. It's free E-Tank in there with Power Mega Man only. So that's nice. I believe we are almost done, right? Come in here, and boom! Alright, we're done. X Stage 1. Good. Nice quick start. It's going to be a much shorter video than last time, because last time I had a ton to talk about with the Beat the Bird system, and now I don't have to do that anymore, thankfully. Now I can just talk about what we're seeing on screen with the X Castle. So, anyway, the alternate path for X Stage 1. You need to use Power Mega Man to destroy that breakable wall over there. It's pretty difficult to do so. You have to make a really low jump. I didn't manage to land on the platform in time, but I still managed to destroy the wall. And thankfully, whatever walls or breakable blocks you destroy as Power Mega Man still stay broken, even if you go away a screen. So, jumping and then jumping down and breaking the wall as Power Mega Man is a pretty good strategy to do that, because I can't tell you how many takes it took me before I finally destroyed that wall and didn't die by the spikes. And I actually managed to do it once too, but the recording came out badly, so I had to do it again, and it came out where I fell and didn't actually land on the platform. It's annoying because I got it right the first time. I really did get it right the first time, but then the recording came out badly, and I had to do it again. Anyway, this alternate path is pretty easy. All it has is those cockroach enemies, and at the end, you get 4 lives. You get 4 free lives for taking that really difficult to get to path. So it's a good reward, and you probably should take that path for a much easier time in X Stage 1. But now, we move on to the boss. The boss is a upgraded version of those sentry robots we saw at the end of Proto Man's Castle Stage 1 called Rounders. This is Rounder 2. Rounder 2, there's 2 of them, and they're going to travel along this specific path that you see here, and occasionally, when they're above you, they will shoot down a little attack at you. I guess it's a bomb, but it's just a pellet, I guess. It doesn't actually blow up or anything, so. And, when they travel ground level, they'll try to ram into you. Their weakness is the Flame Blast and Plant Barrier. Both of them are effective, although Flame Blast actually has some range, so I would probably use Flame Blast and not Plant Barrier, but I'm just showing that both of them are effective in this fight, so. Either or. Overall, not a difficult battle. Didn't do a super good job, but you see it. It's really not that bad. And you can take him out with the Mega Buster pretty easily, too, so. It's not much to it. Anyway, we're done with Mr. X Castle Stage 1, so let's advance and move on to Stage 2. Stage 2 does not offer any alternate paths, only Stage 1 and Stage 4 all offer alternate paths. So, yeah. Why is there space in the background? How high are we? I don't know. Anyway, this level has a new gimmick. Well, it's not really a new gimmick. It's something we kind of saw in Blizzard Man's stage, but not really. Point is, any ground you see with those yellow and black, that yellow and black wall underneath it, those are invisible. Those are invisible pits, just like the ones in Mega Man 2. Except in this one, you actually get an indicator with that yellow and black wall that is an invisible pit, and not just regular ground. So, unlike Mega Man 2, it's pretty easy to tell where the invisible ground is, and you can work around that. So. It's pretty nice. Again, more Jet Mega Man incorporation. That's a jump you could not have made without Jet Mega Man. This is a pit right here, just to reintroduce the concept again. The last one had some energy, weapon energy in it. This one is nothing, just to get you ready for the fact that the next pit you see is going to have spikes underneath it. So that's the classic Mega Man way of introducing you to new concepts. They give you a controlled environment to practice in and get used to the idea, and then they throw out some actual obstacles. Mainly those invisible those invisible pits with spikes underneath them. So, classic Mega Man maneuver. Overall, though, besides those pits, there isn't really much to talk about with Mr. X Castle Stage 2. It's pretty simple overall. A nice little transition to what's coming up at the next level, because the next level is going to be real Jet Mega Man heavy, and the last level is obviously the last level. This is just a transitional enemy gauntlet to get you ready for all that. Which is something I complain about a lot in Mega Man 5, but the problem in Mega Man 5 is that that's usually all that you got in most of the levels, whereas in Mega Man 6 there's actually a lot of platforming to work with in between, so you're never really that bored when you're playing. Plus the music's great, the game looks great, so, Mega Man 6, again, overall, much better than 5. Anyway, heading into here, this is the Power Piston, boss of X Stage 2, weak to Silver Tomahawk. So, go ahead and just use Silver Tomahawk. There isn't really much to say. He's going to move really fast up and down the wall. He's going to shoot 3 energy pellets like a Met Tool in your general direction. He's going to drop rocks as he goes up and down the wall. Dodge the rocks, dodge the pellets. Don't come into contact with him because it does a lot of damage. It's a pretty hectic fight. Not that difficult overall. I wouldn't recommend you use Mega Buster for this fight because he's usually pretty far above your reach, so Silver Tomahawk is the way to go. If you don't have any Silver Tomahawk, then prepare to be here for a while, because this is a pretty tough boss without it. If not tough, then at least it takes a while, so make sure you got your Silver Tomahawk. And boom. That's it. That's it for the Power Piston. That's it for Mr. X Castle Stage 2. Yeah. Whew, alright, Stage 3, almost done. Woo, 2 more levels, yay! Absolutely no chance of there being a second castle this time, woo! Anyway, Mr. X Castle Stage 3, known as the Boiler Room, I believe, from the Mega Man Wiki. It's called the Boiler Room. Free life, but you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of damage because Power Mega Man can't destroy those things fast enough. It's very powerful, but he can't destroy those things fast enough. Speaking of Power Mega Man, he is very good against lots of bosses in the Mr. X Castle, but because he has such short range, I wouldn't recommend you use Power Mega Man for many of these bosses because short range, he's gonna get the job done, and he does more damage than, well, he does fully charged shots do about the same amount of damage as weaknesses do, so he can get the job done. But the very short range of his attacks kind of say that you shouldn't use him, which is a shame. If his attack range was longer, then Power Mega Man will get a lot more usage. But well, there's a reason why Jet Mega Man is in Mega Man 7 and Power Mega Man isn't. That's because overall people like Jet Mega Man a little bit more. I like both of them, but Jet Mega Man is definitely cooler. Anyway, here's the gimmick of X Stage 3. These platforms. You stand on one, they slowly lower and raise the other one. and that's pretty much it. You can try to get through them as normal Mega Man, the first few anyway, but eventually there's going to come some jumps that demand Jet Mega Man, so save yourself some trouble and just use Jet Mega Man the entire time. Most of the time anyway. Yeah, taking out this guy. Mega Buster shot. But I mean, like right here, for example, you can make that jump as normal Mega Man with some practice there, and some good skill, but good skill is not something that I have in spades, so I'm gonna rely on Jet Mega Man to get me through. And boom, there we go. There we go. Look at that. That's interesting. You can't actually shoot your shots through those little platforms you have to ride up and down. It's weird because Mega Man shots usually go through all kinds of walls, so it's interesting. Not through those. Fascinating. I know. Quite fascinating. Anyway, two choice of paths. Here you can use Power Mega Man to get through here, or go the normal way up above. I believe this way has a... Well, yeah, it's an E-Tank. There's an E-Tank there. And that's why you want to go the bottom way. The bottom way. That's why you want to go the bottom way. The bottom way. The bottom way. Da 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 da. There we go. Up we go. Yeah, okay. So that bottom path had an E-Tank. So that's why you want to take the bottom path. Alright. That's fair. These things from Flame Man stage make their grand return. Makes sense in this stage, because this stage is the boiler room, apparently, so... Yeah. Oh, come on. Let's go. Boom, there we go. And one more, and goodbye. He just fell down the pit. That's a shame. And Power Mega Man... This stage is gonna have you switching between Power Mega Man and Jet Mega Man a lot. So get ready to see that screen. That's one of the things I don't like about Mega Man 6. Every time you want to switch to Power Mega Man or Jet Mega Man, or no, just those two, you always have to see that screen of Rush transmorphing with Mega Man into Power Mega Man or Jet Mega Man. So that's something I wish they would fix. And they probably have in later versions of this game, so I don't know. Maybe they have. I hope they did. Anyway. Boss of Mr. X Stage 3, the Met-Onger Z. I believe is what it's called. Weakness, the Blizzard attack. And suddenly there's no wall behind us. What happened? Where did the wall go? Whatever. Anyway, Met-Onger Z is actually pretty easy. He's a small little Met tool and a big robo body. It's pretty cool. He shoots two kinds of shots of 3. He's either going to shoot 3 straight ahead, in which case you don't do anything, because it shoots high enough that you don't even need to slide under them. And if he shoots those bouncing ones, just find a position where they won't hit you, and that's it. That's all he does. So use your Blizzard attack and you'll be fine. You can also just use the Mega Buster, because he's really not that much of a problem. Compared to Power Piston, Met-Onger Z is nothing. He is pathetic compared to the Power Piston. And even the Rounders from the first stage, so... Come on, Mr. X, step it up, you only got one more stage. What else you got for me? And once again, this stage is the second of the Mr. X stages to feature an alternate path, which we will be looking at. I'm excited to be done with the classic NES games. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I think I'm going to move on to the Mega Man games for Game Boy. Maybe the Wily Wars. I'm not going to play all the Wily Wars if I end up doing the Wily Wars, because it's just Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 again, but, 16-bit. And I already played Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Classic original, so... I think if I do end up doing Wily Wars, I'm probably just going to show off the Wily Tower, which is something, kind of a last story you unlock after you beat all 3 Mega Man games. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to talk about it too much now, but it's a pretty cool idea. I really like it. Oh, painting myself in a corner. Should destroy that other block as Power Mega Man, but whatever. And I'm definitely going to play the 5 Mega Man games on Game Boy, even 2, although 2's music really isn't all that great. And out of all of them, only really 5 has new robot masters to fight, technically Star Droids, but... I mean, the other ones are short enough, so I don't see why I shouldn't play through them. Or at least talk about them. I don't know what I'll do. Well, we'll see. We'll find out. These enemies are Mr. X's variation of Beat the Bird. At least I think they are. They look enough like Beat. And Mr. X probably got the idea seeing how effective and powerful Beat was against Dr. Wily last time in Mega Man 5, so, you know. Use what works. And there we go. Okay, what do we got next? Ah, here we go. Here's where the path splits up. Oh, come on. Why did that hit me? That's not cool. I don't like when enemies do that. Just camp out at the top of the ladder. Whatever. I mean, I was kind of standing on the top of the ladder, but still, whatever. Anyway, here's the alternate path. We're going to be showing off both paths. First way we're going is the right, I believe. Am I? Yes, we are. We're going the right way. Ah, the right way. Oh, God. I'm tired. Just came back from work. Last day, so now I just go back to what I do before, which is volunteering, modeling, more video editing, more designing, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Anyway, the alternate path of Mr. X's castle. We gotta use Jet Mega Man to reach it. Come on, there we go. There's Jet Mega Man. Flying on up. This is definitely the better path to take. A general rule of thumb in Mega Man 6, the more difficult path to reach is usually the easier path overall, and has a greater reward at the end. In this case, I don't think there's a reward, but it is the easier path to take, so, you know, you have Jet Mega Man at this point, so why not take this path? You get a free life. It's just there, waiting for you. And there we go. The paths come back together. Okay, we showed off the pads. We talked about Mr. X's castle. It's time to end this. This is the final hallway, the final room of Mr. X's castle, and then we'll be done. We'll face off against Mr. X in whatever X-themed contraption he has. I'm sure it's some kind of an X-themed contraption, and that'll be that. We'll arrest him, the puppet master behind Dr. Wily, and that'll be the end, at least until Mega Man 7. But we won't talk about Mega Man 7 just yet. Always a good idea to use Jet Mega Man, no matter what. When in doubt, Jet Mega Man it up. Or Beat if you have Beat, because Beat is super powerful, as usual. You're also going to want to take note of that flaming red Mr. X logo on the wall there, because you're going to want to use a flaming special weapon to take him out a lot faster. If you couldn't get what I was saying, Flame Blast is a weakness. This is the X Crusher. This is Mr. X's weapon of choice, the X Crusher. It's very, very easy. All it does is swing left to right, like a chandelier, shooting down those beams very similar to Dr. Wily and in Mega Man 5, I believe. And yeah, it's nothing. You can just stand at the very, very corner and jump and shoot, and he won't be able to hit you at all. His weakness is Flame Blast. And yeah, there we go. Boom. That's it. Alright, Mr. X, we win. You got a second form? What's going on? Has failed it? What? Bad English. No power to destroy. What is that? Holy shit! It's Dr. Wily! Oh, and he got a... well, I mean, who didn't see that coming? Anyway, next time, let's play Mega Man 6. The final battle begins. Thanks so much for joining me. Next time, we're going after Dr. Wily. See you then. Have a good day.